Clic, mao, ça tue, ça blesse, ça flingue. Aïe, 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 mao, gazo, clic.
Collective, thank you for joining me today in the ethers. All right, this is going to be your financial money matters read. Okay, I think I'm going to start doing that. I get a lot of requests to do like money reads, right? So we're going to see what's in the ethers here. We're going to see what's changing in your finances. Exactly what it is. What is it that you need to know? Okay, what does the collective need to know? The Hierophant. I'm going to pull the cards and then channel the messages. You have the Five of Wands. Look at this. Look at these dogs. So for some of you, this could be at work. You could have rivalry at work, maybe. Somebody want what you have, possibly. The World card. There's a cycle closing. Some sort of achievement here. The Ace of Wands is out here. Creative new beginning. What's for the collective here? And matters of finances. You have the Three of Swords, okay? I feel the Three of Swords wanted to come out in reverse, so I'm going to take it. And finances, the Ace of Swords. So you have two aces out here. The King of Cups is out here. The Three of Wands. Okay, looking ahead, confidence, growth. I could be talking to an entrepreneur. You have the Ten of Wands. Someone who is trying to get their business off the ground. Or you have the Eight of Swords out here. Wow. What's going on with my collective? What's the message for money that they need to know? The Ten of Cups, like I said, whether this is a love reading, money reading, the Ten of Cups is always it's a beautiful card to have. What is the message for the collective? Wow. Okay, so the Nine of Swords wanted to come out. I'm taking it, as well as the Eight of Swords. So you need to go and look up angel numbers 5-5. You have that out here. You have 8-8. You definitely have 10-10. And at the bottom of the deck, you have 5-5-5 because the Five of Pentacles. So this is heavy fear. All right, let's jump into this reading. Collective. So, listen, I feel like this isn't random, these cards, right? Because, right? I feel like Spirit is showing how your work, how your faith, and your mindset are all about to level up here. I feel like somebody out here, someone that is resonating, has been under a lot of pressure. But I feel like, so my heart is saying you've been under a lot of pressure, right? But my mind is saying it's the pressure that makes the diamond. Right? So you have the Hierophant and you have the Five of Wands. So I feel like this is the classroom energy, right? Learning, right, is being disciplined while surrounded by chaos, right? You ever been, you know what I mean? You're in class and you're the one focused on what the teacher's saying. Meanwhile, everybody's around you throwing paper balls, trying to distract you, right? I feel like at work or in business, there's a level of competition here. Someone is playing politics, right? I feel like there's too many opinions. For some of you, you could have just started a job, right? So if this is you and you're resonating with this, you just started a job right now, you're going through the training process. And you're starting to see that there's a lot of politicking that goes on in this place. I feel like Spirit wants you, with the Hierophant card out here, Spirit wants you to stand on your integrity, right? You don't have to match the noise with noise, if that makes sense, right? I feel like consistency will silence the confusion here. With the Hierophant, it also reminds you that solid principles still win in a messy world, if that makes sense, right? So you have the World card and the Ace of Wands. I mean, can someone say new beginning? Right? I feel like for some of you, there's a completion here. It's a completion that meets, ignites, right? Ignition, if that makes sense, right? I feel like one cycle of struggle is closing, so a brand new opportunity can light up for somebody out here. For others of you, I feel like this is graduation energy, so you could be graduating. Maybe you have a child that's graduating. But for others of you, again, I don't know why I'm getting training for some reason. You could be training for something. There's something that you had to learn in order to get into the position that you're going for, or there's something that you had to learn to make your business thrive. There was something that you had to know that you're training for now. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Some of you are like in training. I feel like with the World card out here, though, that's some of you are finishing training, right? You're done training here. Some of you are moving forward and launching a new business here, or I feel like you're finally understanding what your purpose really is here with the Hierophant, the World, and the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands says it's, the Ace of Wands, that's momentum, right? That's momentum coming back. That's your creativity, right? And your creativity is the key. Really, it unlocks the next paycheck. I'm just throwing it out there. Some of you are like creative. Some of you, I feel like a lot of you probably have been out of sorts because you have these naysayers, whether it's at your business, whether you own the business and this employees that you hired, or just family or friends telling you you can't accomplish what you are setting out to accomplish, right? The naysayers. But for a lot of you, this is your creativity coming back here. And whatever this new inspiration that the universe is giving you, this new creative vibe here, is letting me know that if you're looking for financial success, it's going to come from your creative endeavor. It's going to come from that. You have the Three of Swords out here, and the Three of Swords is in reverse, and you have the Eight of Swords right next to each other. So I feel like a lot of you are healing from an old disappointment, right? Probably, especially in a career, right? Maybe there was like losses or partnerships that didn't value you, right? Things that didn't work out here. And maybe it was a job that you were at for a very long time and you had to part ways with them, or you're coming up on this. Some of you are contemplating whether or not you should leave a company, start your own thing here. But I feel like this is definitely healing from like old disappointments here. I feel like this company didn't value you and you had to walk away, okay? And I feel like now that you're seeing everything clearly, your ships are starting to come in. Instead of you waking up every day to make this person rich, you're now putting all of that energy into whatever it is that you do here. For some of you, like I said, It could be something creative. Some of you, I don't know, I'm here with the world out here. I get the World Wide Web. So some of you could be online, possibly. There, maybe you could be going viral here. Some of you could probably work in IT. For some of you, you could be creating a video game, or I don't know why I just heard perfume. Some of you could be making your own perfume, or I don't know where the hell that came from, but dealing with stocks here. I see that you guys are seeing things very clearly, right? That sting from the past, I feel like it taught you to read contracts twice, to value your own labor, and for a lot of you to demand fair pay here. I feel like Spirit says your clarity is currency. So don't trade that for comfort. Sometimes you got to get a little uncomfortable, right? Put yourself in a certain situation to push yourself to achieve the goals that you're trying to achieve here. You have the King of Cups, right? This is not Sagittarius. This is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy here. But this is a financial reading, but you have the King of Cups and the Three of Wands. So I feel like whoever I'm talking to, whoever's resonating with this is emotional maturity here, with vision, with clarity, right? So a lot of you are definitely stepping into your power. A lot of you are definitely, you're standing on business. That's, you're standing on business right here. I feel like the king stays calm, right? While the waves crash, right? Look at the king. Look at the King of Cups. So the king stays calm, right, while the waves are crashing. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is how you handle stress. You handle it like a professional here. I feel like the Three of Wands shows your ships are definitely coming in. I said that. The Three of Wands is looking ahead, is confidence, is growth, is foresight. I feel like your ships are definitely coming in. You're about to get returns from old investments, right? Some of you are about to get new clients. Whatever that was delayed payments are now clearing up here. I feel like with the King of Cups and the Three of Wands, it's divine timing for sure, and it's definitely telling you to keep your patience, right? I feel like the results are sailing towards you. You have to be patient, okay? You have the Ten of Wands. The great thing about the Ten of Wands is this is a cycle that's over, okay? It's, for some of you, it's a heavy workload, but it's temporary, okay? I feel like with the Ten of Wands, it's Spirit saying you're almost there. Look at this guy. But he's still moving, right? He's still moving with those 10 logs to his back, right? I feel like what you have to do is delegate what you can, right? Carrying every role, every block yourself, the very abundance you're calling in, I feel like success doesn't mean exhaustion, okay? It means flow. But success it means something different for everybody. But for me, it doesn't mean this. Okay? I feel like a lot of you out here are just, you're handling things on your own. And I feel like with the Ten of Wands, Spirit wants you to learn how to delegate, right? Share the task here. And I do feel like you're about to get some people that see your vision, and that's going to make it a reality for you. Okay, you just got to put yourself out there. You can't do everything by yourself. So they say, right? You have the Eight of Swords and the Ten of Cups. So definitely this is self-doubt. I feel like self-doubt has been whispering here. What if I fail, right? That's why you have this mentality. If you want something done, you got to do it yourself. But look at you. You're going to burn yourself out. You're in your head with the what ifs. But what you're not seeing, and it's understandable, but as the reader, I feel like the outcome screams fulfillment, right? It screams financial freedom. But financial freedom starts in the mind. As soon as you stop thinking you're trapped, the universe then shows you exits you couldn't see before, if that makes sense. Because the Eight of Swords is definitely a victimized mentality, right? Is restricted. It's someone who's feeling powerless, someone who's feeling blinded. They have this blindfold on and they have 8 swords that's keeping them in this circle, and they feel like they can't get out the circle. But what you're not understanding is all of that is self-imposed. So as soon as you stop thinking you're trapped, I feel like the universe is going to show you all of the exits that were always there, but you couldn't see because you were stuck in your head. The Ten of Cups, it's emotional and it's material satisfaction, right? It's a peaceful household. It's steady income coming in, right? It's no more living in survival mode. You're not there. You're nowhere near there. And you have the Eight of Swords again. So this is what the Eight of Swords look like. You have it twice. Bro, I never say that word. But my love, listen, get out of your head. Half of the things that you're thinking about, they're never going to happen. And I understand the whole, you got to be prepared for every situation that come about. But if you're always thinking of the negative or thinking of what went wrong in the past, you know, you're looking back there, you're not going to see the opportunities that are here for you. You already got clarity from a bad partnership, a bad investment. You already understand who is a person you could fuck with at work and who you can't really fuck with at work. Whether this is at work, you know, like I said, I feel like I'm talking to maybe an entrepreneur, someone who's starting their own business, but you have the clarity, you have the knowledge you need, right? So Spirit wants you to get out your head. You have, like I told you, the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Like you have the 8, the 9, you have the Eight of Swords twice, the Nine of Swords, and the 10 of Wands. Like that's anxiety. I'm surprised I'm not talking to somebody who's in the hospital right now. This is ridiculous here. And if this is a job that's creating this amount of anxiety, this sort of depression, this sort of stress, like, it's ridiculous. I feel like the Eight of Swords that came out twice and the Nine of Swords, I feel like this is a warning against overthinking. Somebody's about to put themselves in a hospital. Someone is having sleepless nights. You're replaying the what ifs. I should have said this to that mother. I should have said this to her. I should have said this to him. Like, your manifestation power that you have, and I know you have it because whoever I'm talking to could be in this King of Cups, Hierophant energy, very intuitive, right? You're manifesting. But you're allowing people to drain your manifestation power, if that makes sense, right? I know I speak like a goddamn cartoon, but that's why you're overthinking everything. You're living in survival mode. You need to step back. Number one, be grateful for the things you do have. Right? And in advance, be grateful for the things that Spirit is now giving you. Everybody think they're supposed to feel great after clarity. You know, it's you've asked for some sort of clarity somewhere here in this life of yours, whether with a partner, a business, starting your own business, whether you should leave this company and start your own. I'm not telling anyone to do that, right? But you got to do what you just got to do what is aligned with you. So I feel like with the Eight of Swords, again, I have to keep emphasizing this because this last row is kind of crazy to me, right? Spirit wants you, just do me a favor. Write your worries down on a piece of paper, then release them. I don't care if you have to burn it. Write your worries down on a piece of paper and then burn them. Release it to the universe. Let it go. Faith here is the antidote. It's not anxiety. And you guys are giving me anxiety just by looking at your anxiety. This job have you stressed out. Some of you are stressed out and you're not even making over $50,000 a year, 60, like, and you're stressed out. You have people at work undermining you. Your creative juices can't flow. This is absurd. You have the Five of Pentacles, okay? This is the memory of lack. I don't know if some of you never had anything and you got yourself in a position, now you're getting a little something, but this is the memory of lack. I feel like a lot of you are living in survival mode, whatever level you're at, whether you're an entrepreneur opening up your business, you're borrowing from Paul to pay Steve, right? Maybe the bank loan is too much for you, or maybe you're at a company that doesn't really value you and you're not making enough money here. You feel like you can't ask them for a raise. And, this Five of Pentacles showing up is telling me that this is the memory of lack, right? But what you have to understand, it's not the future of it, right? You've known struggle. You've been here out in the cold, right? Trying to figure shit out, right? You've been here. So why are you trying to repeat this lesson that you know damn well you're out of at this moment? And if you're not out of it, you're going to be out of it. You're coming out of it. This Five of Pentacles is why you'll never waste abundance again. That's why these cycles are ending and beginning for you. Because you're learning lessons here. You'll never be in this energy again. I do feel like you do have some people around you that's operating out of scarcity, right? They're operating out of jealousy around you because whether you see it this way or not, you are very well accomplished here. You are very creative. You are very emotionally mature about things, right? You're the Hierophant. You're intuitive. I'm stuttering now. I'm getting tired. And the universe is granting you these new cycles. You had a completion. Some of you could have left a job and the door closed, and guess what? You got a better one, making more money. You left a group of people, that didn't see your vision. Now you met up with a group of people that want to work with you and put your vision into a reality here. But you do have some people hating on you. You do. You just do. Okay, whether you're at the highest level at your company or that's where you're going. I feel for some of you, this could be very well a promotion. I feel like you had somebody that's coming up against you because there was something that they wanted, but the company gave it to you. You were better qualified for it. I feel like for others of you, there was a loan that you needed. Other people didn't want to help you. Maybe you needed a co-signer to get the loan. People didn't want to help you. You went and applied for a loan at a bank and you got the loan. Now you got these people talking and hating on you with their hand out. You need to bless them from a distance. All right. I feel like their vibration, it can't touch a person who learned gratitude in the storm. So even if it doesn't feel like it, be grateful, right? Stop, smell the roses here. I feel like your stability is being built on healed wisdom, because the King of Cups is wise, balance, right? Balance between head and heart, and devoted. The Hierophant Taurus energy is definitely out here, okay? Gemini energy for sure. Pisces, Cancer energy is out here. Scorpio energy is out here. I feel like I said, your stability is being built on healed wisdom, okay? You need to keep the discipline of the Hierophant, right? The creativity of the Ace of Wands, and the heart of the King of Cups. You need to walk through this fear, collective, like you already own the outcome, because your success has been written already, okay? It's been written beside your name. It's here. You know it's here. I am guided, grounded, and growing. Every lesson turns to income. Jealousy can't block my blessings. My purpose pays in peace. Amen. All right. Ciao, collective.